Good morning, everyone. First off, I really thought the effort last night was great. I don't think we played our best game by any stretch, but I think we played better 2 weeks ago against Elmwood and lost. But you know, we it wasn't easy. We made it way harder on ourselves than it needed to be. But then there was something to the grit and effort. Obviously, when the film we had, that number three wasn't out there. He was on crutches. Um, so obviously he was something different to deal with that we didn't have necessarily a chance to prepare for. But I thought, he got us a couple times early, and then I think we did a great job um, shutting them down. And it's not easy to get down 14 points. We just got to learn against better teams not to put ourselves in that hole. Um, hey, we talk about it all the time, and this is a good example, but we say it all the time that we put a lot of emphasis on 2 point plays and stopping them and getting them because a lot of times that's what the games come down to. Um, we came out on the right side of it this time, but that play right there, it was the first quarter. It didn't seem like but it was a huge play. The difference in the game. Uh, I'll let Kucha talk about the defensive side. I thought both offense and defense at times played great. I'm not sure the consistency was there throughout the night, but I thought we just kept fighting. We really did just play the next play, and I mean, we made it way harder on ourselves. And I think finally breaking through might help us relax a little bit, coaching, playing, everybody. It's a lot easier to coach and play when things are going well. We've had a couple miscommunications on plays, but overall, I think a lot of things we did well, and we play great at times. We haven't strung full quarters together. Luckily, we have 3 weeks left to try to put full quarters together. I thought the game against Elmwood was probably our best 4 quarters. This game we made all sorts of mistakes. Um, Grayson, I like you being aggressive, but fair catch it. Those are hard. It's hard to practice because we don't practice you getting drilled. But luckily for us, this time it went out of bounds. And we had a shot too. It was the same thing. We got it at about 9 yards, and it was pretty well executed if we had gotten that little bit more. I didn't think special teams were that great, but at least they didn't kill us. The turnovers killed us against Oakdale, but I didn't think they killed us. I thought when we played fast, I thought we at least dominated the line of scrimmage. I think this play was pretty well covered. We got lucky we didn't throw an interception. Safety made a great read. But at least we tried to execute. Really didn't have any luck with that. Thinking about it last night, we probably should have run Dodger. It probably would have been a touchdown. But there's a lot of things we could have done that would have been huge. I'm glad we put this in this week. I thought this play was really good for us. It's just great. That's 15 yards. It's the first run play. It's 15 yards, and then I don't think they really had an answer for that. I think later in the game they sort of started tackling us better, but guys, this is an example of us sort of, just offensively, we just shoot ourselves in the foot to start every game. We talk about it and talk about it and talk about it, but it's just crazy just every first drive or first series that we've had the entire year, we've made big plays, but somehow managed to make a mistake. And I don't know how or what we have to do to fix that. We're capable of better. I know they were talking, but it's a sport. I don't care if someone's talking. What do you care? Spend our time worrying about what other people think. Who cares what number 5, number 7, who cares what any of those Northside kids think? I don't know why you do. So we've run 2 plays on offense. The first play they covered it, we threw it away. The second play we run for 15 yards. We then get a 15-yard penalty. We're right back to square one. Um, Offensive line, you guys did the job all night. You really did. I mean, they're not covering Joe at all. I know it's hard to throw the bubble that way, but that doesn't look like anything, but it's 6 yards. If you run 6 yard plays every time, you're going to be fine offensively. Maybe it was 5 yards, bad spot, but whatever. Yeah, I mean, this is lead now, right? Oh man, it would have been stealing. Yep. Hey, we execute. It's execution for us. It's good. I mean, the play's there. We just got to execute. This play was great right here. Honest, a great job hitting the hole. Look at this run. A 15-yard run. Obviously, guys, we're slow starters, and I know, man, it's an hour and a half bus ride. We had fun day all day. You guys, I thought about pulling you out of dodgeball because I knew you were wearing out, and I think honestly, you used half your energy playing prison ball or whatever you were playing on. It's we got to look more at putting ourselves in positions to succeed, and maybe move fun day to a different day, not a game day. We only have 10 game days. I think we could probably find a way to work around it. Obviously, the one adjustment that we made, uh, obviously this kid was a ton. Great effort by Miller trying to get to him, but that kid's good. I didn't know what to do here. I didn't know if we were going to show up. We spotted him 14 points. I mean, I'm impressed that we found a way to answer. Hold on, guys. I gotta get my charger. I mean, the one thing I will say, in a way, because it was so hard for us to win, it may have felt a little sweeter. I mean, I know it's hard when you don't win, and Matt, I think you guys have gotten better, and the thing about it is so did everybody else. Um, we know most teams were smaller then. I mean, yeah, we have a couple big guys, but you know, I think tackling wise, I think you guys, the way you tackled against Elmwood, I think you've gotten a lot better. Um, since the seventh graders, I think you're struggling to keep up with some people that have gotten a little bigger than you, and but in high school it'll even out because you guys will all get bigger and their advantage will go away, and you'll be better for having to fight through some adversity. Um, and then the other thing too is I think a lot of teams. I don't think there's that big a difference between the teams that win and the teams that lose. I think games start, things go your way, everyone plays better. Things don't go your way, everyone sort of panics or kind of goes crazy. And I think ball security, obviously, we got to work on that. I think it's been good for most of the year, but last night it was just sort of made. Yeah, it's funny because it's never really the same person. It always seems to be someone different. It's just one of those things where it's just sort of crazy. And I know the balls weren't slippery or anything. Probably didn't even have enough air in them. I thought this may have been the biggest play right here. I think Graber gave us something that we needed. And, I think he said he heard me scream and get down. When he hit his head, I was like, oh, great. But he bounced up. And it was funny because that was the play I wanted on third down and 3. I was trying to tell him to run Reggie and keep it, and he thought I said run card. I don't know. We got a miscommunication there, but he could have probably done that all night. Um, you know, that's good football. Offensive line, you fired off, and it's 5-6 yards. A good job protecting the ball. When you guys picked up the pace, I think the key that I said it even in the Lincoln game, when you guys finally found your flow, it was when you just started playing fast. I think you just stopped thinking when you play fast. And these are pretty good cuts by Riddell. I mean, it doesn't look like much, but it's pretty good. 10 yards, 5 yards, 6 yards, 5 yards, 6 yards, moving the chains, controlling the ball, wearing them down. I think you, last time you came down here, honestly, that's how you hit a hole. I mean, we talk about it all the time that when you go north-south and you hit a hole hard, that's what's going to happen. And Munoz is big. That's the A gap. I mean, you hit the A gap, it's going to be a touchdown. When you hit it at that speed, um, hats off to you. Sorry. 5-play drive, huge answer. Now we talk about this all the time. This is the game. And you guys just come right back to it. Offensive line, great job. I mean, what a huge answer, being down 14-8, and then, man, felt like, right there, it felt like, man, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we changed the momentum. And then from that on, it felt like we made mistakes, and it just felt like we should have won going away, but it wasn't meant to be. And in some ways, the fact that we had to scrap so much for it, I don't know if it doesn't make us better, but it just, there was definitely more of a grit. We made it way harder than it had to be, but it's not easy to get on a bus, drive an hour and a half, have the fun day, play anybody in the 7A West. I mean, I think you've seen that there's nobody that you can just say, hey, we'll just show up and beat. I don't think it's ever going to be like that in this conference. I think even the good teams have to show up every night. I think when you look at the standings, there's a lot of disparity. Yeah, there's some teams at the bottom, and we're definitely one of them. But I think if we come out and play good football, there's nobody that we can't stay with. Hey, we'll take that. Hey, they didn't break. I think if we had kicked it deep, I think there's chances those guys would have taken it to the house. So obviously, guys, eighth graders. I mean, I really think you're doing a great job with grades. I know that some of you recently got a C in Mr. Potts' class, but the majority of you are A's and B's. I would still like to see us less picking on each other. I don't understand it. A lot of people have a lot of things going on, and I don't know why we need to tease or hurt somebody else's feelings to feel better about ourselves. We talk about it, and we talk about team building. We're only as strong as our weakest link, and I thought you guys sort of were more of a team last night. If we want to point fingers, we can say, hey, coach called bad defense. Coach White called bad plays. And I didn't play. It's like you want a finger point. We can all point fingers, and it doesn't accomplish anything. Nobody's going out there trying not to. I'm not trying to call plays that don't work. I'm sure you're not trying to not execute plays. So when things don't go our way, and the funny thing is, his calls really haven't gone our way. I mean, they just haven't. I think the parents, pretty upset that, like, it seems like we've been in games and but we can't control it. We just have to play the next play. It's like, get mad, bad call this, bad that. It's not going to make. It's how we react to it that's going to be whether we win or lose. Not the call itself. If you watch baseball games, it always seems like a pitcher, when he doesn't get the call third strike, it's like you automatically go, this guy's hitting a home run or hitting a single, or it's going to change the complexion of the game. You gotta just not let it. I know it's hard in the moment, but you just gotta not let it affect you. Good job. Not every time do we take a good. That team had a lot of good players. Like, it just, when we left and I saw them over there, I said they have a lot of good players, and we had to play well. at times, and we played just well enough to get the job done. We made just enough plays, um, and we were just good enough. And hopefully, with this burden off us, we'll have a great week of practice next week. Next week, we have parent-teacher conferences on Tuesday, so we'll just have practice in the morning. We'll probably lift weight on Monday, probably lift weights on Monday and Wednesday in the morning. Tuesday, we'll probably try to get outside on the field and get some sort of practice in, depending on the conditions and things like that. And then Thursday, we got to walk through, and we're at home. And I think that's a big advantage for us. I think we play better at home. I think we've had a tough road. I think having to go to Fort Smith, Fayetteville, Lakeside, and Lakeside's pretty good. I think we saw that. Obviously, we had a chance to make a play there. But you know what? The thing I like most about it is that he ended up making the play at the end of the game. So, missed that one, but kept his head up. And at the end, that one didn't matter. All right, guys. Enjoy the win. Have a great 3-day weekend. We'll get back to work. I think we got 8 after-school practices left. It seems amazing, but we only have 3 games left, and I think we're heading the right way. So we just got to focus a little bit more and build off this. Talk to you later.